We are beginning our new unit on learning about the animal kingdom, and we are currently focusing on the invertebrates. So a few days ago, I saw a few monarch butterflies fluttering through my yard, and I was curious about them. So I did a little research, and I found that monarch butterflies came to the island of Oahu when its favorite host plant, called the milkweed plant, was introduced to the island in the 1800s. So not long after that, monarch butterflies began appearing. And interestingly enough, there is a white morph species of the monarch butterfly that was first discovered in the 1960s on the island. And they have found that the predators of the monarch butterfly actually prefer the orange monarch butterfly because it's easier to spot than the white monarch butterfly. And the white morph is actually less than 1% of the population of monarch butterflies, which I think is pretty interesting. So an introduction to the animal kingdoms. There are over 1 million animal species that live on Earth today. What is an animal? The study of animals is called zoology, and animals are organisms that are eukaryotic and multicellular. Now, we learned in the previous chapter that eukaryotic means that it has a true nucleus in the cell, and multicellular simply means it has more than one cell. Animals are consumers, so they must obtain food rather than make it by photosynthesis. Most animals can move during at least part of their life cycle. Now, we will learn about certain invertebrates that do not move, and that vocabulary word is called sessile. And we'll talk more about that later at another time. But animals also eat food rather than just absorb it. They have organs and reproduce sexually. Most animals, in fact, about 95% of animals are invertebrates. What is an invertebrate? An invertebrate is an animal without a backbone. Although an invertebrate does not have a backbone, it does have a skeleton, which provides support for muscle attachment and for consistent body shape. An animal may either have an internal or external skeleton made of materials similar to limestone, glass, protein, or even water. Now, here is a pie chart that breaks down all the various types of invertebrates. And notice the largest part of this pie chart is the arthropods. And then we've got all the other parts broken into smaller pieces. I would like to just break down each group a little bit more for you. So arthropods, there are over 1 million species of arthropods. An arthropod is an invertebrate animal having an exoskeleton, a segmented body, and a paired jointed appendages. Arthropods form the phylum Euarthropoda, which includes insects, arachnids, myriapods, and crustaceans. Then we have sponges. There are over 10,000 species of sponges. Sponges are the members of the phylum Porifera, and they are multicellular organisms that have bodies full of pores and channels allowing water to circulate through them, consisting of jelly-like material sandwiched in between the two thin layers of cells. Next, we have the cnidarians, and there are over 10,000 species of cnidarians. So you can find many of these species as aquatic animals, and they are found in both freshwater and marine environments, mostly in marine environments. Their distinguishing feature is the cnidocytes, which are specialized cells that they use mainly for capturing prey. Then we have the flatworms, a worm of a phylum which includes the planarians as well as parasitic flukes and tapeworms. They are distinguished by having a simple flattened body which lacks blood vessels and a digestive tract which, if present, has one single opening. Roundworms. The nematodes or roundworms constitute the phylum Nematoda. And with plant parasitic nematodes being known as eelworms. They are a diverse animal phylum and can be found in a broad range of environments. Roundworms are the most common of the parasitic worms found in dogs. And then we have annelids. There are over 12,000 species of annelids. Annelids are also known as the ringed worms or segmented worms, and they are also a large phylum with other species such as ragworms, earthworms, and leeches. And then we have echinoderms. There are 5,800 species of echinoderms. Echinoderms are recognized as adults with their radial symmetry, and these include starfish, sea urchins, sand dollars, sea cucumbers, and as well as sea lilies, also known as stone lilies. Then we have the group mollusks. There are over 75,000 species of mollusks, and this is the second largest phylum of invertebrate animals after the arthropods. There are also a very large number of fossil species of mollusks, which estimates between 60,000 and 100,000 additional species. And then we have chordates. There are 47,000 species, or over 47,000 species of chordates. And chordates can be vertebrates or invertebrates, and we're going to focus on the invertebrates. And chordates are known to have, at some point in their lifetime, to have a notochord, which is part of the nervous system. And members of the invertebrate chordates would be tunicates, also known as sea squirts, and lancelets. So that concludes our discussion and introduction to the animal kingdom, and more specifically the invertebrates. See you next time when we talk about sponges and